Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into an idea about human nature that is, kinda simple, but it's also incredibly powerful and might just change how you see mistakes, not just your own, but everyone else's too. We're asking a big question. How good are we, really?
So let's just jump right in with a question that, let's be honest, probably hits home for every single one of us. Why is it so incredibly hard to forgive a mistake? And I'm not just talking about the huge, life-changing ones. I mean the small stuff, the everyday slip-ups. Why do we find it so tough to just let it go? Especially when it's our own mistake we're beating ourselves up over.
Well, the answer seems to begin with accepting one single, universal truth about all of us. It's a really simple idea, but once you start thinking about it, it's pretty profound.
And here it is. Remember, no matter how good we are, we will still make bad choices in our life. Just let that sink in for a second. It's not saying we might make bad choices. It's saying we will. It frames these bad choices not as some kind of failure of our character, but as an absolutely inevitable part of being human.
Okay, so that's a pretty big idea. But how does it actually apply to us? Let's for a second turn the focus inward. Let's look in the mirror. This is all about how we deal with our own mistakes.
And when you turn this quote on yourself, man, it becomes a much tougher pill to swallow, doesn't it? No matter how good I am, I will still make bad choices. Really, truly accepting that about yourself, that is not easy.
And because it's so tough to accept, this is what usually happens. A bad choice doesn't just stay a bad choice, does it? Nope, we internalize it. It turns into this wave of guilt and shame and deep, deep regret. And then that self-doubt starts creeping in. It just becomes this heavy weight that we lug around with us.
All right, so let's switch gears. We've looked in the mirror at ourselves. Now let's look out the window at other people. How does this whole dynamic play out when we're the ones watching someone else make a mistake?
Because, the exact same universal truth applies to them too. No matter how good others are, they will still make bad choices. Think about it. Your partner, your best friends, your family, your coworkers, every single one of them is in the exact same boat.
And yet, how do we react when they mess up? Often, just as harshly as we treat ourselves, if not more so. We hit them with disappointment, judgment, sometimes anger, and that little seed of distrust gets planted. It's wild, right? We end up holding other people to this impossible standard of perfection that we can't even meet ourselves.
So it sounds like we're all kind of stuck in this endless cycle of judgment, judging ourselves, judging others. And to break out of it, we need a major shift in how we see things. We need a reframe. It's all about understanding the crucial difference between a choice someone makes and their actual character.
And this leads us to a really fascinating question. If we accept this core idea that good people, including you and me, will always make bad choices, what does that actually imply? What does that mean about who we are fundamentally?
This, right here, illustrates the mental trap we fall into perfectly. On one side, you've got the false equation our brains just love to make. A bad choice equals a bad person. It's simple, it's clean, and it's totally wrong. The truth, the reality, is on the other side. A bad choice does not make you a bad person. They are two separate things.
And that brings us to the real heart of it all. Making bad choices doesn't mean that we are wrong. A bad choice doesn't cancel out all your goodness. It doesn't mean you're fundamentally flawed or broken. It's just a moment in time, a single event. It is not a permanent stain on your character.
So, if making bad choices doesn't make us wrong, then what are we? And that question right there leads us to a much kinder, more compassionate way of looking at ourselves. It's about embracing our true nature as imperfect humans.
The answer is so beautifully simple. It just means we are imperfect humans. That's it. We're not bad, we're not wrong, we're not broken, we're just imperfect. You could almost say it's our default setting. It's part of the design. So what is an imperfect human? It's someone who is capable of incredible goodness, of kindness, of love, and at the same time, someone who is absolutely 100% guaranteed to make bad choices. Both of those things are true at the exact same time. And the source material leaves us with this really powerful instruction. Keep that in your mind. This isn't just a nice idea to think about every now and then. It's an active practice.
It's a whole new lens for seeing yourself and for seeing other people with a lot more compassion.
So, I'm going to leave you with one final question to carry with you. And I want you to really take a moment and think about it. What would you let go of if you truly, deep down, believed this? What guilt could you release? What judgment of someone else could you drop? What anger could you finally let go of? If you just accepted that we're all just imperfect humans trying our best. Thanks for joining me.